What is going on with God of War Ragnarok? Maybe you remember that the game was first planned for 2021, then delayed to 2022, but now we haven't seen or heard anything since that reveal trailer last September. Well, there are actually some interesting updates on the release window. We should not worry just yet. We also got new info on the enemies, actors involved with the game, and way more. So I want to discuss it all in this video. Of course, if you are excited for the new God of War, then leaving a like on the video would really help me out, and let's go. The last official update on Ragnarok was on April 20th, the 4-year anniversary of the 2018 game. So Santa Monica shared a video with Corey, maybe you already saw it. He's of course not the director but the producer on this new game. He was thanking everyone for the support on the reveal, but he also noted that they're not ready to reveal anything new about the game just yet. They want to focus on the development, they are perfectionists, something we saw during that making of documentary for the previous game of course, but yeah, it is a bit worrisome for a title that is still planned for 2022. Especially because Corey did not say anything about the release date. We do have Bruno, the animation director though, over at Santa Monica, who responded to someone under that Corey video asking about the date, saying that Ragnarok is coming this year. And the tweet is not removed until this day, so at least it seems that the developers are sure they're going to hit it, but David Jaffe, the director on God of War 1 and 2, who's now running a YouTube channel, says that from his experience, things could still change.
I can tell you from my experience, a lot of times we knew a lot of things before the team had that shared with them. We knew when there was going to be a delay, for example. I'm not saying it is slipping. I'm saying that if you were building your house on the foundation of, but Bruno said, I would argue that that really, as much as Bruno is obviously brilliant at what he does, he probably doesn't know if it's slipping or not. He's probably being told, hey Yumi, are we still on? Oh yeah, we're totally on.
So no reason to celebrate just yet, anything could still happen, but it is good to remember that for the previous God of War we heard the release date in January, while it of course came out April 20th, 2018, so 3 months after that. Meaning that they could wait till a state of play in July or August for example, and then still launch this year, which is overall pretty common for Sony games anyways. And I think that's also what's going to happen, but if they need more time, I'm also fine with it, because the game sounds absolutely massive. While of course some realms were locked off in God of War 2018, we will be able to travel to all of them in the sequel, so including Vanaheim, Asgard and Svartalfheim. Seems like there's going to be more depth in the combat system with a lot of new moves for the Blades of Chaos, including a lot of the greatest hits from the Greek mythology games, and we of course saw the grapple again. Another big point they want to improve on is the enemy variety, especially seeing a lot of the similar trolls with the same finishing animation. It got old after some time, and Dennis, who works full-time for the channel, streams often as well, helped me with a lot of research for this video, and he found some very interesting new enemies and other info since the reveal.
Yes, that's right, because thanks to IMDb listings we now know about even more potential enemy types on top of the ones we already saw in the trailer. And a very interesting one here are the Berserker stags and oxes, with multiple voice actors confirmed for both types of these, what I assume to be enemies. In case you don't know, Berserkers were a group of warriors that will go into battle in an almost trance-like state, presumably induced by drugs, wearing nothing but a bear or a wolf skin to cover their upper bodies. This created its own sort of mythology where they were believed to actually shapeshift into these creatures during battle, kind of like a werewolf.
Oh, and sorry to interrupt, but if you watch the new movie Northman, then you see these Vikings perform rituals with animal skins and basically behave like animals afterwards, so it could have some similarities.
I mean, it also kind of sounds like the way Kratos used to fight, so it makes perfect sense for these warriors to appear in God of War Ragnarok. Which means there is the potential for us to fight both shapeshifting stags and oxes, which I imagine will be kind of similar to the wolver enemies from the first game. We of course also saw the stalker enemies chasing Kratos in the trailer already, which might also be a type of berserker, or it could be something else entirely. Another potential new enemy is the Mystic, of which there also seems to be an assassin variant. The fact that Alex Laserol is listed as the Mystic has me curious though, as that seems to imply that there will be only one. So maybe he's the leader of a faction and the assassin is just one type of soldier in their ranks. And like we already discussed in a previous video, we can also see that the Einherjar, Odin's private army that's awaiting his orders in Valhalla, will be making an appearance, as well as 2 new Valkyries voiced by Erica Lindbeck and Yvonne Elizabeth Friedman. We of course fought these creatures in the first game, and while I would love to fight them again, the ending of their storyline made it seem like they were sort of on our side. So maybe these new Valkyries will instead become a part of the supporting cast. Interestingly enough, there are also 2 voice actors who have revealed that they play a part in the game but have yet to reveal their roles. Thanks to Captain Cuba for noting this in his video, by the way. A link to his channel will be in the video description. But yeah, I think them not revealing their roles is because Santa Monica wants to keep some character appearances as a surprise. Could of course be nothing too, but it does stand out since so many others have already revealed their roles. The first of these voice actors is Darren DePaul, a voice actor with an incredible range that has voiced characters like Reinhardt in Overwatch or the Hulk in Marvel's Avengers. Cuba noted in his video that he thinks that Heimdall and Freyr would be likely roles for him to play, but I would like to add a third role to that list, the one of Surtr. We know that Ragnarok will be a part of the game, and considering the fact that the fire giant plays a huge role in the destruction of Asgard, something we also saw in the recent Dawn of Ragnarok DLC for Valhalla, it would be impossible for him not to appear. And with a voice like DePaul's, how can you not let this man play a fire giant? That being said, there are some seemingly very important roles that have already been confirmed, the Nornir. These female beings rule over the fates of both gods and men. There are 3 of them. Urd, who represents the past, Verdandi, who represents the present, and Skuld, who represents the future. 2 of these characters have their voice actors already listed on IMDb, where we can see that Kate Miller will be voicing Urd and Shelby Young will be voicing Skuld. So the only one that still remains open is Verdandi, and I think that role might belong to Kat Cressida, who is best known for her work as Dee Dee in Dexter's Laboratory. Like Darren DePaul, she confirmed she is working on the game but has not revealed her role yet. And with one seemingly important role still left open, it's entirely possible that she will be playing the third of the Nornir. The appearance of these beings in the story is of course also very interesting, as we learned at the end of God of War 2018 that it is likely Kratos' fate to die. This is a fate he, or more likely Atreus, will seek to avoid, which would eventually lead them to the Nornir. Considering the fact that their Greek equivalent, the Sisters of Fate, were all killed by Kratos in God of War 2, I have a feeling that our eventual meeting with them might get a bit violent. But by the time we get there, I do think we will have mastered a lot of new abilities though, especially the newly changed Guardian Shield. Many fans already spotted this in the trailers, but it was later also confirmed in an interview that there will be different shields which would offer us different defensive options as well. We already saw a new Ground Slam ability, which honestly still looks like a runic attack to me, so I'm curious what more new moves we are going to get access to. Remember to subscribe if you don't want to miss our next God of War video. We will of course let you know when we hear more about the game, or better yet, see some new gameplay. Leave a like if you like this video, and if you want, you can watch our previous video where we go more in depth on the gameplay changes coming in the sequel. We'll see you next time, goodbye!